What did you decide to put on? Look here, take these kids. So why my baby mama just called me talking about you doing too much? You proved your point now. Can you give my boyfriend back his mama ashes? I'm like, bro, what world do you live in where you feel like you can just call me and demand that I give up my property? Talking about that's his mama. He literally came out of her. How is she your property? I'm like, he came out of her, but I came out of my pocket when I went down there to get her after y'all left her laying on that table in the freezer. So that makes her my property. I'm like, listen, bro. All y'all had to do was give my son his shoes that I gave y'all the money to go get, and all this could have been avoided. She like, it's bigger than a pair of shoes. You know, my daddy and his mama died in the same month, so we was just trying to get enough money to get both of them cremated so we can set both of their ashes on our dresser. I'm like, bro, I get that with all due respect. And wait a minute, you ain't go down there and get your daddy ashes yet? She told me, no, and don't even think about it. Say less.
Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's the NFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports. It's the Minnesota Vikings taking on the New York Giants.
It seems like only yesterday we were here for Super Bowl 52 and now back for the road to the Super Bowl here in the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium. Just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game. And we got a great one in store, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. But hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Wolf. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down. Now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 7. Griffin. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Swatting that one away was Kayvon Thibodeau. But, Charles, you think about their impressive record, and then you look on the screen and see some of these injuries. That makes what they've done all that more impressive.
And when one of their starters or one of their key guys can't play, they miss him, but they just say, get well. We'll hold the fort until you get back, and the next person steps up into that void. This team has done a nice job all year long. No excuses, just performance.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now it's Griffin. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Throwing on first down, Butler. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Butler. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And I guess we're back to square one. A rocky start here. A turnover followed by a turnover.
Not exactly what we expected going into the game, but I always wonder about the nerves and people starting, the emotions of the game. Sometimes it takes a little while for that to play out and for them to settle in. Let's hope that that's taken care of now.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
On 2nd down, Griffin. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. Finding room at midfield. And finally brought down at the 38. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Over 100 catches in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in these playoffs. On first down, Wolf. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now Griffin on 2nd down. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are on the board first here in this division round matchup. The papers this week, it was all talk about how big of a game this was. Of course it is. It's the playoffs. It's the divisional round. But they handle it well. They score early.
They really did. Plenty of confidence exuded on that drive. No nerves showing. Terrific way to get things started. They are in control.
Now the try here for the point after. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Hodgins in motion. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Barkley. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. From the 34-yard line, here's second down and 5. Back to throw. Butler. He finds his man, complete. That's Richards. Touchdown, Giants. A big play there. 66 yards. And the Giants are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. I think defensively, you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They'll run on first down. It's Wolf, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the gun, it's Griffin. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 25-yard line. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Here's Griffin. This is caught. Touchdown. T.J. Hockenson. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And New York set to take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On 1st and 10, Butler. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Butler. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Returnable for Thomas. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
On 2nd down, here's Griffin. Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
3rd and 4. Here's Griffin to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. "35 yards that time on the punt, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Operating from the gun. Butler, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now. Here's Thomas on the return. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Good blocking there really sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wolf. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Now Griffin on 1st down. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Hawkinson. Touchdown Vikings! T.J. Hawkinson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after here coming up. It's good, and it is now 21-7. 1 play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw. Butler. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. And even 50 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Tyler Boyd. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Giants have cut it back within a score. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Wolf. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
51 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup.
So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
On third down, Wolf. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
Now Griffin. His throw incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Griffin.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Looking to throw on second down. Butler.
He'll find Hodgins there complete.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Looking to throw. Butler got his man complete over the middle. That's Richards. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. They'll look to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Butler.
Short throw going to be caught by Waller.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
2 sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Bobby Okereke making that tackle.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. Second and 6. Now it's Griffin. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Wolf. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Here's Griffin. Complete. Jefferson the target. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback. But you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Looking to throw. Butler. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Butler. A short one here, secured by the tight end Waller. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Butler. He'll look downfield for Waller. This is caught inside the 15. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we send you down, a look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Giants offense set to begin this third quarter. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Butler. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Again, it's Barkley. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 38. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Handoff now. It's Gray with it. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground. honed in on it and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's 3rd and 9.
Operating from the gun, Butler. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Micah Parsons
In there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
from a yard or 2 deep. Here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Well, they come out and take a look at him. We will step aside for just a moment. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Throwing now, Griffin on 1st down. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Griffin's throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a 1st.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Second and 10.
Griffin. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dexter Lawrence drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked out at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
We often talk of situational football.
Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And the Giants send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Returnable for Thomas. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
On 1st and 10, it's Griffin. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll run on 1st down. Wolf. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 85 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
From the red zone now, here's Griffin on 1st down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the Giants ready to come out now. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Throwing to start the drive. Butler, short throw, going to be caught by Waller. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. He'll get 15 and a Giants 1st down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
To throw on 2nd down. Butler. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Throw caught by Hyatt on the slant.
So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Back to throw again.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Puts it on the carpet. It's out.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Now Griffin. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
They'll throw on first down with Griffin. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield. My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On 3rd down, Griffin. He finds his man, complete. That's Wolf. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And shedding through the tackle. 31 yards on the punt there. And that will come the offense as they take over. And New York set to take the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2.
Back to throw. Butler. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Operating from the gun. Butler looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. And he's got this down to the 35. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Butler. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Well, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he is going to have the Giants first down on a well-designed play there. That gets them 16 to move the chains. On the give, this is their fullback. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Usually the big fella's a blocker, a lead back, but he gets the ball on first down. What a surprise for everyone. And as a former safety, if he breaks into the secondary and you see him coming, you just know that's a whole lot of man you've got to deal with now.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
We've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration.
And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. All right, so this one not quite over yet. Back to a 2-score game, CD.
Yeah, and you've still got 4+ minutes to go, so when you think about comebacks, it's happened before. Now, it hasn't happened often, but you've got to think to yourself, let's be the next great comeback story and play this one out.
Carlson on for the PAT. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And now first downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Griffin. He'll get this into the hands of Dillon, complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will have a Vikings first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain at 21 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Operating from the gun. Griffin. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 22-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. They'll run here on 3rd and goal, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Vikings continue to...
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now out come the Giants.
They knew this would be tough on the road, divisional round, and that has certainly been the case with the deficit they face in this 4th quarter.
Throwing to start the drive. Butler.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
I suppose it wasn't out of the realm of possibility that we could have seen a comeback, but that touchdown should put any hopes of a comeback out of reach. It's been a really quality effort for him here in this one.
And no matter what else you think, you have to admire the initiative to finish things off their way. Don't leave anything to chance, no matter how small the odds of a comeback were. Send it home with a touchdown and get to celebrating.
Point after, right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Oh, another ball up for grabs here, and this one is intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde, and they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
They'll try to run this one in, and he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
As our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Now the Vikings will continue on in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody.